And hello, South Florida. Welcome to another live edition of the Real Estate Show, South Florida's #1 program about real estate, America's longest running daily radio show about real estate. And now for our 23rd consecutive year, bringing you live shows, live 5 days a week at 5 p.m. Eastern, coming you 5 different choices of how you want to listen to the show. You can listen to us on the AM, on the FM, on the apps, on our website, and on Facebook Live. So we've got lots of different ways that you can listen to the show, always 5 days a week that we're live. And then we have our special Sunday night show where you can recap all of the shows back to back starting at 9 p.m. So live at 5, but 9 p.m. Sunday for a recap of all of the shows. Well, we are not only America's longest running daily radio show, but we are a source for real estate investors and homeowners alike. But primarily real estate investors come to us to get information, to learn more about real estate, how to handle and choose quality investment grade real estate. You know, the real estate market has been going through lots of changes over the last several months, and it's kept everybody on their toes guessing, and yet homeowners are buying. A whole new demographic of folks known as the millennials are buying. The baby boomers are buying or staying. They were expected to be selling, and so this is why our midweek report, which is today, our Wednesday midweek report, is where we go into the marketplace and look at some of the highlights of what's going on in the market. Now, we have been talking all week long about the whole question of vacant houses, forbearance, zombie homes, and so forth. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you today for sure is the concept here of foreclosures being less likely. Now, if you're listening, somebody out there who's trying to sell you a course based on the coming tsunami of foreclosures, and there's nothing that drives me more crazy than hearing that expression, or an avalanche, or a tidal wave, whatever hyperbole you want to hear, whatever creative, colorful, and exaggerated adjective that you want to call it out there. I'm going to tell you that everything that I have been reading from last Friday, where I quoted for you, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 of the major brokerage houses, Merrill Lynch, Smith Barney, JP Morgan, all of them coming out and telling their clients. And if there's anybody that's competing for the real estate dollar, it is the stock brokerage houses. And even they can't avoid telling their clients, their best clients, that real estate, in fact, in virtually every one of the cases. Now, I'm going to reread a couple of the quotes for you today from each one of their market insight letters, their inside reports, where they're telling their clients that real estate this time is strong. If you're worried about a potential bubble, that real estate prices are likely to be higher a year from now. And they gave a couple of different reasons, and we're definitely going to talk about that. But I just want to remind our listeners a couple of things in addition to our radio show, which you hear 5 days a week right here where you're listening to us, whether it be AM 1470, FM 95.3, FM 96.9, whether it's on the app, the TuneIn app, the radio.com app, the iHeartRadio, a very popular app, or WWNN's very own app. On all of those, just search for WWNN Money Talk Radio. You click on the 1470 and you'll get a crystal clear connection to this that you can get over your cell, you can get over the internet, you can get on the airwaves, and you can also listen to it on our website at automaticlandlord.com. That's automaticlandlord.com. We got so many changes going on to the website, and which is why we posted up there. We are looking for an intern to help keep our website up to date. And so if you're interested in learning a lot about real estate and you're good at handling websites, a little SEO, and some of the marketing side of promulgating a website, then text the word intern to 561-861-2366. That's 561-861-2366. Just if you're serious, because we had a couple of applicants but didn't take it very seriously. So here's an opportunity. It is a give and take, right? An intern is work. So 561-861-2366. Text the word intern if you want to talk a little bit more about that, and certainly we'll get in touch with you. Now, on that website, we've created a true state-of-the-art, easy to use back office solution for landlords. So we have the automatic landlord process, the software, and how to collect rents, how to manage the rents, how to manage the maintenance, everything that you could possibly want to do as a landlord. And you can do it yourself. You can do it with us. You can even do it, have it 100% done for you. That website again is automaticlandlord.com. You want to get more information, just go to that site, send us a little message right there online, and you can get that from us. Now, the other thing I wanted to remind you is that in addition to our radio show, we have a number of workshops. And this coming Monday, I'm going to talk about interest rate optimization. I was just looking, and as I was going through the news for you this week, that the average mortgage rate right now for a 30-year fixed mortgage is still only 3.16% for the last 30 days. Think about that. 3% for a mortgage locked in for the next 30 years. I don't know about you, but I'm going to tell you that if I was a betting man, that interest rates will be much higher than 3% in the coming years. Think about all of the debt that we've incurred from the pandemic and the stimulus and all of the, what I'm looking at as being some pretty liberal spending. When you look at all of the debt, when you look at the inflation, when you look at all of the things that are going on, the rising cost of everything. So you're going to see interest rates increase. And don't forget that we also have a very high demand for the money. And you know the old story with supply and demand. When there's a lot of demand, right now there happens to be also a lot of supply, but you're going to see that change over the ensuing months and certainly over the next couple of years, and no doubt in my mind. So if you could lock in an interest rate right now, very low, and then what if I told you that whatever interest rate you have on your mortgage, I can show you how to lower it. That's right. And I can show you how to lower it without a loan modification. I can show you how to lower it without having to apply for a refinance. I can show you how to lower the interest rate on your mortgage. In fact, I can do that on all of your debt, to be quite honest. But I'm specializing and focusing on the interest rate on your mortgage. If you already have a mortgage, you qualify. I don't care what your credit is. I don't care what your credit was. I don't care what your income is. Remember, I don't think you've heard it on any other place. No station, no magazine, no other ad where someone tells you that if you can qualify for your rent, you can own a house. That if you qualified already for a mortgage, I can lower your effective rate on your mortgage. And that's big. So that's what we're doing on our Monday night. If you're interested in learning more about that, then text the word loan. And it doesn't matter what kind of loan to 561-861-2366. And I guarantee you that I can show you a way to effectively lower the interest rate on your mortgage. So that's our Monday night. Every Monday night, we work on the loan and that sort of thing. On Tuesday nights, we talk about credit. We work on credit optimizing. And for those of you who don't have your credit where you want it to be, and let me tell you, you want it to be in the 800s. So if you think you're happy at 700 credit scores, and I get that all the time. And I said, listen, you don't know what the offers are that people who have 800 credit scores have. And for those of you who think that 850, which is a perfect credit score, doesn't exist, we have a number of folks who have an 850 credit score. And let me just tell you that when that happens, the offers come to you. You don't have to go looking for the best offers. The best offers come to you when you're in the 800 scores. And so that's our Tuesday. And if you want to get more information right now, you don't want to wait till next Tuesday, text the word credit to the same number. And I'm going to give the number out one more time at the end. But Wednesday night is our Real Estate Biz Connect Mastermind. And this is where folks who come together who are interested in real estate, interested in entrepreneurship. We have a online meeting at 8 p.m. And of course, that's tonight, following our show. So you've got that. And well, I'm going to keep our plans for the Thursday next week under wraps right now. But I want to get to our midweek report because I got so much stuff to cover that I won't be able to cover all of it. But I did want to get deeper into the concept of foreclosures being less likely. And with the growth that we've had over the last several years, positive appreciating growth of real estate. And what's even more encouraging is that positive growth has been broad. It hasn't been in hot markets like California or Florida or Las Vegas like we saw back in 2008. Another really important and distinctive difference. We talked about the fact that the borrowers today are much more solid because bad borrowers haven't been able to get loans for the last 10 years. 10 years, for a decade. Banks have been much more conservative on who gets a loan. So that's one big difference. From fog a mirror to get a loan to, thread yourself through a needle to get a loan. Prove that you don't need the loan, then you can have the loan. So we got more solid borrowers. We've got more solid real estate market. Back in 2008, you had spotty markets, places like Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Ohio, the Rust Belt. And I always make a separation between the Sun Belt, which is, sort of evergreen, ever sunshine also, but the Rust Belt, which has often struggled to even get any appreciation. And in the hot markets of 2004, 5, and 6, where California, Arizona, Nevada, Texas, Florida were on fire with not just double-digit appreciation like in the 10%, but for 3 years in a row, I remember here in Florida, we had 25% or more appreciation per year, 3 years in a row. And you can go back and listen to some of my radio shows because we were on the air back then, and we've got the archives of all of those shows up on our website at automaticlandlord.com. And I said, listen, this ain't gonna last. This can't last. The average appreciation in a place like California, Texas, Florida averages around, in fact, Texas wasn't even that hot back then. Dallas was a hot market. Houston was a hot market, but Texas as a huge whole state wasn't as hot as it is today. And back then, or I could tell you that even over the long period, you're looking at 5 to 7% appreciation in those kind of states, 1 to 3% in those rust bucket states like Ohio, the Pittsburgh and up there. So that's another big difference. Today, the market appreciation is broad. In fact, yesterday I shared with you some statistics about how 99% of all metropolitan statistical areas, the MSAs across the country, 99% had year-over-year gains. 89% had double-digit gains in the last year-over-year period. So that should give you an idea. With the market going up, those folks who have owned a property, even the ones that bought a long time ago, are no longer upside down or underwater. So if they have somehow lasted this long, then they're fine. Now, there are folks that overpay and sometimes somehow, some way, get a property overappraised, or they overimprove, maybe get a second mortgage or one of these things. But today, underwater homeowners, and when I say underwater, they owe more on their mortgage than their home's value, are more likely to end up in foreclosure. But today, 1 in 3 homeowners with a mortgage, right, to be specific, 32%, have at least 50% equity. Only 1 in 21, that's less than 5%, owes 25% or more than their home's current value. So the number of underwater in 2008 and 9, in fact, particularly 9 and 10, when, towards the bottom of that precipitous fall back then, there were as many as 25% of the national market that was upside down. Today, less than 5%. So where are these people getting this mortgage tsunami, this foreclosure tsunami, with a overly generous government, with a strong real estate market, and with a strong borrower base? You tell me where that's coming from. And you can post it on my Facebook page, or you can send me a message at automaticlandlord.com. I would love to know, because if they're out there, P.S., I want to find them. Remember, yesterday we were talking about how we are looking to add more scouts to our team. If you want to learn real estate as a scout, then you can also type the word intern to 561-861-2366. And then we'll be back in touch with you. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, hear a few words from our sponsors. When we come back, I want to give you some more statistics about that, about what we're talking about. I want to talk a little bit more also about where interest rates are headed, and why I say that. And we'll talk about a couple of other headlines as well. So don't touch that dial. You're listening to The Real Estate Show here on our midweek report here on Wednesday. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. So how are we today? Let me see here. I'm trying to get the real estate news. Felipe, how are you doing? Erica, Robert, Earl. Yeah, in fact, I had the answer is yes, I got that information. And let me know when you have time to go over the results, because I already plugged in the information, and I just now just need some time to share that with you. And that's talking exactly about our subject today, about interest rate optimization. You're going to like. If we change someone's interest rate, even by a fraction, it can mean the difference between tens of thousands of dollars. And in many cases, what we're able to do is save hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so it's pretty cool. Some other cool stuff today that we handled on the real estate front. And I'm just getting a couple of messages here, so I'm just trying to get those off the screen. Hey, Mark. And we have been working on some short sales, and then we finally negotiated multiple mortgages, got the deal, made an offer. The bank countered. We met the counter, and then the bank reneged. And we're now going to talk about suing for specific performance. So kind of interesting. We'll save that story for another time. And welcome back. For those of you just joining us here, you are listening to The Real Estate Show here on the second half of the show. We're listening to America's longest running daily radio show about real estate. We're looking at South Florida's #1 show about real estate that brings you the goods. Whether you're a real estate owner or just a buyer for real estate, take into account what real estate investors are doing. If you use even some of the criteria that real estate investors use in order to make their smart, profitable real estate decisions, when it comes time to sell, you're going to find yourself in a much, much better position. In fact, today is our midweek report, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about the news. But one of the things that I wanted to share, and I was thinking about this, when you compare the numbers for a person who is a homeowner and a person who is not a homeowner. Now, everything what I'm saying right now, I'm talking to homeowners strictly, but investors, for you, it's multiple times better than what I'm about to say. But if I recall correctly, the average or the median net worth of a renter is around $10,000. It's actually less than that. It's around 9,000 and something, if I remember the latest report that we did. The median net worth of a homeowner was a little over $200,000, and that's all sizes of houses. So that's just goes to show you that the amount of net worth just for owning is so incredibly different that it doesn't make sense to do anything else other than to own a property. Now, there's another big reason why. And then when you start looking at retirement, and I was even thinking about some of my own personal issues. And I was saying that from the personal residence alone, I have seen many, not a few, but many people be able to retire far better because they lived in their house, lived in it for 20 or 30 years, and sometimes even more. But they had more equity when they sold their big house where they raised their family and spent all of those years. When they sold that home, they were able to go pay cash for a right-sized house and put money to work for investing to be able to live a much more comfortable life because they owned real estate. So there are nothing but pro reasons, the arguments for owning real estate. Another pro argument for owning real estate today, it is in fact less expensive to own than it is to rent because of the severe demand for housing, and which has been driving rental prices up, and the severe low interest rates, as I was talking in the first half of the program, where we're at, and here, this is the rate on a 30-year mortgage, averaged 3.16% as of May 26th, not even a week ago. So as they were saying, with the CDC recently revising its guidelines on mask wearing for fully vaccinated Americans, many are hopeful that the worst of the coronavirus is behind us. And I don't know about you, as I'm out and about here in Florida, more and more and more. Sometimes I'm even wondering whether I need to wear a mask going indoors. I carry it with me more out of being polite than out of a fear of the pandemic at this point. Mortgage seekers, though, have benefited from the recent dips, and we saw their interest rates started going up, which is where the pressure is, I believe. But they came back down again. And so we saw that the 30-year benchmark fixed mortgage rate, including a drop below 3% in late April before it went back up. So, but those in the know, economists, and as I read different articles, and so I feel the same way, at least that's my intuition there, we're not confident that these historically low rates will continue their downward trajectory. In other words, right now there is a downward bias on the interest rates since they spiked back up in April. But I have a feeling that come midsummer, you're going to see that downward trend bottom out, and then I expect to see when inflation catches up, taxes catches up, and all of the other things, that you're going to see a rising trend. I'm not talking about a jump, barring something that is not seen on the horizon, but many do predict slightly higher interest rates in the weeks ahead for homeowners and home buyers on the fence. As the music here is starting to come in already, for homeowners and home buyers on the fence, this is your wake-up call. Get busy. If you want to learn more about the options, either how to lower the interest rate that you already have or to get a better interest rate altogether, text the word loan to 561 561-861-2366. Once again, 561-861-2366. And we'll have that conversation and find out whether our lowest interest rate is right for you. Anyway, that's it for our show today. So much to talk about, not enough time to cover it all. But as you can see, the outlook is pretty good looking ahead for real estate. So if you want to learn more about it, stick it right here on the Real Estate Show, 5 days a week, 5 p.m. Eastern Time live, or go to our website at Automatic Landlord to listen to any of our past shows or contact us directly there on the website. Once again, that's automaticlandlord.com. Well, that's it for today. This is your host for the last 23 years, Eric Willner, signing off. But I'll be back here, same place, same time tomorrow. So until then, drive safe, wash those hands, and make it a great day. Bye-bye. You'll see me tomorrow. Thank you. And that wraps it up for another show. You know, I see those podcasts. It says like episode 59 or 159. And I just wonder, what episode must I be on right now if you were to take 23 years, 5 days a week? So that's about 200 shows times, what's that? Per year times 20. So it's over 2,000 shows. And try calculating the hours too. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up right here. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Thanks again. Make sure that you share this out there amongst